Welcome to COMANDOLIN. Today, take a look at Amazing Grace, a really great beginning level tune here to get going with as you're learning the mandolin. This can literally be the first tune you learn, if not one of the first tunes. It's 2 notes on 2 strings, and the strings open. So technically 3 notes on 2 strings, but you're only fingering 2 notes on 2 strings. So it's a great one to get going with. And of course, the tune is so ingrained into the lexicon of music that, I mean, everybody knows the tune, and it's right there. So it's a great one to start off with. Hey, before we get going, be sure to subscribe down below. COMANDOLIN do a lot of these lessons and tutorials and sometimes reviews and sometimes just talking about mandolins. Make sure to check out the link below to the COMANDOLIN store for t-shirts and stickers and things of that nature. And of course, I'll put the PayPal thing down there too. If you're checking out the channel, could get something from the channel, could kick it a buck or two. Most appreciated. Thanks so much, everybody who's done that. But hey, Amazing Grace. All right, let's get started. All right, so here it is in its most basic form. Let me start out by saying it just uses 6 notes, and 2 of them you don't even have to finger. So it's literally, we're just going to use the open G, 2nd fret of the G, 5th fret of the G. We'll use the open D and the same thing, 2nd and 5th. You can kind of hear it right there, right? Those are the only notes that we're going to use this whole song. 025 and 025. So with that thought in mind, here it comes. All right, so it's going to start here in the open G, to the 2 on the G and the 5, just like we were just talking about. I should point out here too that's really important, especially in this song and as we're getting going here, to try to let the notes ring all the way up until the next note. Try not to cut them off. You want nice, smooth notes. And the melody, of course, is going to be ingrained in your mind, so you'll know it as you go here. So here we go, 025. And the next phrase, it's all just little phrases, series of 3-note phrases. That's the first one. Next phrase is, which is simply on the D string, 2nd fret, and 5th on the G, and back to the 2nd. So just those 3 notes. So we combine those. All right, next phrase. Those 3 notes right there. 2 open on the D and 5 on the low G. So, it follows up with a 2-note phrase, so even easier. 2nd and open on the low G. So right there, we've got the whole first phrase of the verse here. From there, we're going to pick it up, the same phrase we started with. Back the same 2 phrases, 025 there, just like before, 252. But now, another 2-note phrase here. Open D and 5 on the D. All right, next phrase. And what we're doing here, D string, 2nd to 5th, then 2nd to 5th again, but faster. And then take your ring finger, move it up to the 5 on the G, and then right back here to that 2. This finger never really moves. This finger is just kind of doing stuff while this one sits here. And then we're just going to walk it down. 2, open, 5 on the G, 2, open, just like before. Here's our opening phrase again. 025, 3, 5, 3, and now to finish off, open D, and down here 5 on the G string. Now, an important thing to mention here, we've done this starting on the open G string, but you can do the exact same pattern started on the D. And everything works the same. You can start it on the A. We've just chosen the G because, we had to pick one, right? But it works great in any position here. All right, I'm going to show you a couple ways to embellish it a little bit if you're feeling adventurous. All right, there's a couple things we can do to embellish the melody and kind of give it a vocal quality. And it really becomes a lot more expressive once you start adding these little things into your playing. And the first of which we're going to talk about is a hammer-on. And what you're going to do, let's try one right here. Open G string, just hit it. And while it's ringing out, put your pointer finger on the 2nd fret and try to make the note continue on here. So you want to hear both notes, but just pick one. Try it on other strings. All right, and you can really literally start the song off with that hammer on right there. You can open G, hammer that on, and then just pick the 5th fret like normal. And already it sounds a little more expressive rather than, which is also right. In all this, there's no wrong answers. It's just, whatever you feel at the time. And another thing we can add in is slides, which really start to bring that out. And what we're going to do, you pick on the 1st fret and keep your finger on and slide it to the 2nd fret. Now I'm doing it real slow there for demonstration. In the song, you're not going to go. You'll just, you don't even really hear this. It's just a starting point for your finger to wind up here in the 2nd fret. You can slide into both of those notes there. Slide into it, 5th fret in the G, and slide right back in. Here's another good one to slide into. Works the same down here. You pick it on the 1st, but slide to the 2nd right away. Then you're open there. And here's one more little thing. When you get up on this high note, you can do a little walk down. Just walking down 5, 4, 3, and then everything else the same. Again, you can slide right here. You can work the slide in so many places. But especially this song really I think brings it alive here. Added with that hammer on right there. And again, this can be started on any open string. Or down here. And it's just something to play with. This melody is so ingrained in everybody's mind, and it's a really easy one to get going with. Just with that simple pattern in its most basic form. Just these notes. And you'll have it in no time. All right, thanks for tuning in to COMANDOLIN, and see you next time.